Hi YouTubers, I'm back. Today I wanted to focus on my hair. What you'll notice is that inside the video I'm going to talk about my hair and the current state that I have it in and how I ended up getting to this point. For example, my daughter and I went on a vacation fairly recently, and one of her focuses was going to be on something that she called texlaxing. And in that particular example that she gave to me, she wanted to make sure that she had the ability to see videos that other YouTubers had created on trying to get their hair to a certain point. Now, I'd never heard the term before, and so I started, doing some research and looking online, seeing what I could find out about it. And much to my surprise, I discovered that I could bypass texlaxing altogether. And that's because I came across a lot of videos where YouTubers were actually taking their natural hair, chopping it off, calling it the big chop, very much like what I have here, if not shorter, and letting it grow out. And of course, for me, I had to do some research to try and understand, when they cut this hair off, how long did it take for it to grow back? What I found was that most of them, between a 6-month period to about a year, had what I perceived to be a decent length of hair. Now in this video, what I'm going to show you a little bit later on is what my hair looked like before I actually cut it off, which I just did yesterday. And I'll talk a little bit about the experience that I had for myself. And what I discovered when looking at the videos that were created was that these women had beautiful hair in their natural state. And it got me to thinking, to the point where I began to wonder why many of us believe that we have to go through perms or put chemicals in our hair. Now, there's nothing against those individuals that want to have their hair like that. I'm speaking for those of us, such as myself, who really would love to wear natural hair, but may have a different perception about what the process is like, and if it's something that we may even like. And what I found is that for my own self, I was in the process of, as you can see, a lot of the new growth here, I was in the process of getting ready to re-perm my hair. And I literally have a perm that I still purchased that I was going to put in. And I decided against it after seeing the video. And the reason for that is because since that time, since about, I'd say, 3 months ago when I last permed my hair, I have purchased castor oil, and I wanted to experiment with that, but I didn't know how that would work with the perm that I had purchased, as well as the perm that I'd already put in my hair. And so this time, since I was on vacation, I decided that when I came back, I was eager to start by jumping right in and cutting off my hair. Now, one thing I want to start off saying is that I am married. I did have a fear about what my husband would say, how he would feel, if he would be comfortable with me looking this way, as well as if he would want to have me put on a hat. And if I had to go through that, I really didn't mind, because I want to experience what it's like to have my natural hair. While I sat in the beautician seat, and the place that I ended up going to was called Great Clips, so that's one of the franchises that we have in our area. While I was sitting in the chair and she proceeded to cut my hair off, I didn't think that I looked the best that I could at that moment. But I told myself that this is something that's very short term in terms of the growth process that should begin. What I found out from the research that I conducted was that most of the women, their hair was growing somewhere between 2 to 2.5 inches a month. I don't know if that's true yet, because like I said, this is day 2 for me. This is the first time I've ever worn my hair this short or anything close to it. And I'm not sure how I totally feel about it yet, because I haven't gone to work. And what I will say about that is I work as a technology educator. So my responsibility is to help people who are unemployed or who work part-time, such as underemployed individuals, be able to gain employment skills so that they can find work. Now, in the academic field, things may be different. I don't know. I'm sure that my workers, my coworkers, will have a different reaction when they see me come Monday morning, because we haven't seen each other in at least 8 days. So with that being said, I am feeling right now okay, but we all know that a lot of times once you get inside the building, or once you reach the people that you typically work with, it may be something different. So with that being stated, I just wanted to say this is what they call the big chop. And I am pleased with the curls that I have so far naturally. And to be honest with you, it feels good and free. And I was surprised that that was a thought that I even had, because that's not something that ever crossed my mind. It feels free to, even for a short while, be able to get up in the morning, wash your hair, put oils on it, and then be able to go about your day without having to worry about putting chemicals or other items in your hair that are damaging in the process. I also have had an influx of emotions, a rush of emotions, where it has been a trying process to realize that we have gone through being citizens in the United States. We're living in the United States, being marketed to as much as we have as a society, and not seeing that many products that are out there, as well as not being familiar with the system that shows us how to take care of our hair. For me, and I can only speak for experience, it is also hard when you realize that we as African Americans are having a hard time trying to grow hair length. And speaking personally, I also think it's difficult because I wasn't in touch with what my natural hair felt like. What I can say is that when I started to touch my hair, when new growth began to grow out, it felt interesting to me. I was curious about it, but I didn't have any concept, no idea whatsoever about what could be done to bring out the beauty that I witnessed later on this week while I was on vacation. I never imagined that we could have wonderful spiral-like curls, whether they're small curls or large curls, and I didn't realize that you could have natural bounce in your own hair just by taking care of it. It has always been my philosophy, or my thought, that I should never want to ride off the backs of others, meaning that it's important for me to experience things for myself. I don't want to leave this world saying, you know, I wish I would have. And it's hard for me, and I want to say, you know, an emotional process even now, realizing that, you know, I'm 41 years old and I had no idea that it was possible to feel emotions the way that I have in relation to my hair, and I didn't know it was possible to appreciate the beauty in your hair. Most of the products that are on the market do say kinky coily, or they'll say kinky. They're words that typically don't have positive meanings to them. And I don't understand that, because I grew up and I just didn't have this thought that curly hair was something that we could achieve. Instead, it was always referred to as being nappy. And we always rushed out to straighten it. And that's the way that we've been trained in our society. I can't imagine how far back this has gone. I can't imagine going through life not knowing that you could have the opportunity to have such beautiful hair. But I want to share that journey with you all. And in one of my videos that will follow this one, I want to talk about some of the products that I'm applying now. I don't really know what to expect. I am afraid in terms of not having the outcome that I desire, but I'm at the point where I'm willing to take this journey, and I want to tell you about some of the experiences that I did have right after I did get my hair done. So I want to share that with you. I don't see a whole lot out there where people do talk about that experience, and so I hope that you're able to get something from this process that I'm going through. Thanks, and I appreciate you watching.